Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
The number one national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
I'm almost tempted to say, if you're not buying a gun or ammo or accessories right now, you're out of your mind, because the deals are incredible. The Black Friday deals, which go, a lot of them go through, not just through Cyber Monday, but actually beyond that, some of them. I'm going to run through a few of them, then we're going to talk in detail about one of them. But, I mean, the deals are incredible. Double tap ammo. If you use the code FAMILY15, FAMILY15, you get 15% off at Double Tap Ammo, also on the new Ted Nugent ammo at tednugent-ammo.com. Glock has a deal going through Monday. Go to us.glock.com, 20% off the entire e-store, free standard shipping on orders of more than $100. It goes on and on. You check it out at Glock. Liberty Safe through Monday. Free handgun vault with some safe purchases. That is pretty cool. You buy a full-size safe, you get a free handgun vault. Mossberg, Black Friday online store sale goes through Monday. Go to store.mossberg.com. Use the code sale BFSALE. That'd be Black Friday. BFSALE. Try that one out. Remington, of course, I mentioned that one. Remington.com/rebates. Up to $200 on things there. Sig Sauer. Go to Sig Sauer's website, sigsauer.com. Up to 50% off on 22 long rifle magazines. Silencer Shop. It just goes on and on. The deals are incredible. They really are. And things that, some things you know you need, and some you look at and you go, yeah, for that kind of money, I probably ought to get involved, and I might want to pick that up. Well, one of the companies that's certainly part of this, it has some really good things out there, not just good deals, but good products, are the guys at Crimson Trace. Right now, Gary Killingsworth joins us from Crimson Trace. Hey, Gary, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Tom?
Well, I am super. You guys are all on board on the whole Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal going on. So what do you have going for us?
Well, basically everything is, every laser and every light that we offer is on sale through our website. Started yesterday.
Really? All of them?
Yep. Everything. You name it.
Whoa.
So the deal is between $20 and $50 off. Just depends on which product it is, but everything is arranged by product family, and no coupon codes. It's just marked right there for you.
You just go to crimsontrace.com. I just did that, and it said Black Friday deals. Click on that. Basically, anything that you purchase there, you're going to get, the discount's just going to be applied automatically, but you'll be able to see what the savings are, right?
That's right. That's right. You can see it from any product page that you're on. It will show you the price before you get into the cart.
Amazing. Now, what is the Carry 9 products? What is that?
Yeah, Carry 9. So that is that's kind of just getting started, but it's been a lot of fun. So what we did with Carry 9 is we've taken the three most popular concealed carry 9mm handguns. You could probably guess what those are, but Glock 43, Springfield XDS, and Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. And we worked with our friends at Blade Tech and had custom holsters created. And so those custom holsters are pre-packaged with the laser. So you're not going to need to have a custom holster made. It's going to come inside the packaging, and it's a Blade Tech holster.
And those are good holsters. For those who don't know, the Blade Tech, those are good. Now, are those, I'm not looking at it right now, do you know if those are belt holsters? It looks like maybe they're inside the waistband holsters, which is even better, at least for,
inside,
that's what I would prefer.
Inside the waistband. Yeah. They're inside the waistband, and they're ambidextrous. So you could switch it for, your preferred style of carry, whether it's, small of the back, appendix, you name it.
Well, one of the deals has been, and you guys know this, and you're addressing it. People say, well, yeah, I want to get the laser, and you have the laser guard. It goes on the front of the trigger guard, but then it won't fit my holster, right? That has been the thing. Well, then I've got another step to take it. I got to go get a new holster. This way, you just buy the laser, you get the holster.
That's right. That's exactly right. And it's a good holster. It's not a it's not a Band-Aid.
Right. It's not a little
temporary.
I like that. Yeah, because there are some holsters that are kind of like Band-Aids, aren't there?
They're absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
These are great.
I will tell you this, and I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I just got to tell you, we're doing our edit right now on the third season of First Person Defender series, where we take people and put them in these self-defense situations or using simunitions, and we deck them all out and we throw them in. And I mean, and they get mugged, they get, attacked, kidnapping attempts. I mean, it gets real, really, really, really fast.
Yes.
And we always debrief them at the end of them. And a lot of the guns we're using, we have lasers on, and we work with you guys, and we have the lasers on there. And we don't ever ask them, a whole lot of detail about product. But it's interesting how many times in the debrief, they're breathing hard. They've just pulled off their helmet. They've been shot up. They've shot somebody. The whole deal. What'd you see? What'd you do? What had happened? And they go, hey, I don't know. I know I could see the laser on him, and I could still scan the room, and I could still keep the laser on him. So I knew I could, shoot him if I had to, but I didn't have to. And it's amazing how many times we hear that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We hear it too. We hear it all the time.
I mean, it just, and I got to tell you, I was a proponent, of lasers, but I have moved from being a proponent to being a true believer, having seen it over and over and over. And sometimes I will ask, I'll say, well, do you remember seeing the sights? And they'll stop and go, no, saw the laser though, never saw the sights.
That's right.
Because they're trying to figure out what the bad guy's doing down over there. Yes. Right. And the other thing I'm fast becoming a huge believer in is the green. The red works and it's fine, but it's one of those deals, the green, it looks brighter. You can see it in daylight. I'm a huge fan of the green, man. Yes. Green is selling like crazy. The popularity has skyrocketed, and the benefits are obvious. It used to be where green was so notorious for gobbling up battery life, but it's gotten the technology has gotten smoother, and the brightness is it's unparalleled. I mean, of course, the other thing is, when you buy a Crimson Trace laser, you get the free batteries for life. So once a year, Crimson Trace is going to mail you fresh batteries for your laser. That's right. So why worry? And it's pretty unlikely anybody's going to use up all their batteries in a year. These things are so efficient, and nobody's shooting that much. That's and if you did, they're still cheap. I mean, the batteries are cheap anyway. Well, this is outstanding. So if you go to the Crimson Trace website, crimsontrace.com, everything's got a sale thing going on it. And you got the Carry 9 packages going, and the Black Friday sales are going, and you can kind of see all the stuff I'm talking about. But you guys have lasers for practically all the handguns out there. Oh, and before I forget. Yeah. The Railmaster, for people who, I keep hearing people say, I have an AR for my home defense gun. Okay, cool. That's great. Stick a laser on it. Same deal. Stick a laser on it. That's right. If you get a light and a laser on there, you can get the Railmaster or the Railmaster Pro. Now you got a light and laser, and it's this teeny tiny little thing that just hooks onto the rail, and you're good to go. It is really easy to operate, and it can be changed from firearm to firearm. Anything with a modern accessory rail, you're good to go. That's exactly it. Well, very cool. I'm glad you guys are offering this, because this is a lot of great products at good prices, Gary, and I appreciate you sharing all this with us, man. My pleasure, Tom. Absolutely. All right. Well, good deal. Check it out. CrimsonTrace.com. The sales are going on there right now. you can save a ton of money and get some good product. All right, open lines for you. 866-TALK-GUN. What are you buying? Gun, accessories, gunsmithing? We got a guy who's going to tell us about, let's see, trigger job, muzzle brake. How about this? Would you ever buy for somebody some training? How about that? That may be the best thing you could buy anybody. Be right back. 866-TALK-GUN. If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. DurysGuns.com.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
The Ruger American Rifle is a 100% American-made firearm that offers outstanding performance at a great price. Available in standard size and compact models, it features power bedding integral bedding blocks, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, a flush-fit 4-round rotary magazine, and a 3-lug bolt with 70-degree throw. Compact models feature a shorter length of pull and a shorter barrel for a reduction in overall length of more than 5 inches. The Ruger American Rifle, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
In the fight for gun rights, we need ammunition, intellectual ammunition. And no one does it better than researcher John Lott, author of More Guns, Less Crime. John created the Crime Prevention Research Center to counter the junk studies being done to push gun control. But he doesn't have the big bucks of billionaires like Michael Bloomberg. All he has is us. So I'm asking for your help. Go to crimeresearch.org and donate what you can. This research makes all the difference. People ask what they could do to help preserve the Second Amendment. Honestly, this is one of the best moves you can make. If you can give a lot, that's great, but even the cost of a box of ammo helps. We need John Lott's intellectual ammunition. Go to crimeresearch.org. It's time to step up. crimeresearch.org.
Who will you trust with your guns and valuables? Liberty Safes are the best built and most secure safes on the planet. They sell more gun safes than any other brand. It's about trust earned through performance. If your Liberty Safe is damaged by fire or attempted break-in, they'll send a new safe right to your home. Protection from thieves and fire. Trust the #1 maker of quality gun safes. LibertySafe.com.
Back with you, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Jerry's in Arkansas on one, calling in on, what'd you buy, Jerry?
Hey, Tom.
Hey there. What'd you get?
How you doing, buddy? Say, Tom, I just acquired this weapon. It's a auto ordnance Thompson semi-auto carbine 45.
Okay.
All right. It took me a week to figure out how to load it. And I had to go and get my Marine buddy to help me figure out how to load the darn thing, or I never would have been able to figure out how to load it.
Really?
So we finally figured out that you have to split the round case. Somehow he remembered something back from Vietnam where he said, I think you got to split this case. So here he's splitting his case, and I'm thinking, oh, no, here goes my gun. But anyway, Sure enough, you have to split the case, and then you have to take a box of 50 and sit them in this thing. And once you get them, and it's not easy to do, but once you get them all in there, you put the top back on, and you slip your clip back on there that holds it together.
Okay.
And then it's got a deal on the round clip that says 9 to 11 clicks. So you have to click that thing 9 to 11 clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I was able to shoot it, and I was actually using hollow points, so it messed up on me a little bit. I figured out I got to use round points. Okay?
Yep, you got to use a full metal jacket, yep.
Got you. All right, here's the deal. What do you do if you need to load that thing in a hurry?
Do you have another drum? Or nope, nobody sits there and loads a Thompson drum, in the middle of a gunfight or in the middle of battle. That's not happening.
Well, when I told my buddy, I said, what do you do when you run out of ammo? He goes, if you can't solve the problem with 50 rounds, you got a problem.
That's right. You're having as we say, you're having a really bad day.
Another question I've got, too. Do they have a speed loader for that thing?
I don't know of one, but I'm going to give you a suggestion on where to find a bunch of information on all this. It's going to sound weird.
I'm ready.
YouTube. Simple as that.
Okay.
Go on to YouTube. I just did a YouTube search, Loading Thompson Drum Magazine. Got a bunch of videos, people talking about loading it, how you do it. And then you just start doing YouTube is the second largest search engine being used. And you want to know about Thompsons and shooting them and loading them and, drum magazines and stick magazines and the history of them. It's all there on YouTube with video, and you can actually see how it's done. So I would highly recommend anybody who's got something, particularly if it's a little bit odd or esoteric, to check it out. Go, on YouTube and take a look there. Listen, I got to keep moving here, Jerry. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's a great gun. By the way, if you ever have any problems with that, just go ahead and contact Auto Ordnance. They'll help you out also. Eric is in Bossier City, Louisiana on 2. Eric, what do you have there, sir? Hey there.
I am. How you doing? Former Marine. My dad blessed me with an M1A. I got a heck of a deal on a DPMS 308. I needed to get a trigger job on it. Would highly recommend that. It was like scratching a piece of sandpaper, and $75 trigger job. It's real nice, but it does kick a bit. It does kick a bit harder than an M1A. I would recommend your earlier caller get the forward assist. It's something you may never need, but when you need it, it's there. It does kick,
exactly.
So I'd recommend a muzzle brake on it.
And there are some really effective muzzle brakes now.
I'm looking into getting the best one.
You're in Bossier City. You know who makes some good muzzle brakes? It's the guys right there at Clark Custom Guns and Jerry Mitchell.
Clark Custom Guns. That's where my dad recommended me go.
That's where you ought to go, man.
I've not shot it too much because it does kick like a mule, and it was too good a deal to pass up. I might as well go ahead and put some money back into it. Maybe even throw a scope on it.
There you go. Well, yeah, go over to the guys at Clark Custom Guns. They've got the muzzle brakes. I mean, they design them as well as sell them, and they can put them on. Just make sure you know what the lead time is, how long it's going to be in. And something like that, they may be able to knock it out pretty quickly, but they're a busy shop because they're one of the best shops in the country. So, but yeah, you're lucky you live right there. You go check it out. But look, I appreciate the report. You are in favor of the forward assist. I am too. I always look at it and go, okay, probably never going to need this, but it's kind of like a gun. Probably never going to need this, but if I do, I'm going to need it really, really bad. Line 3, Richard's with us out of Rogue River, Oregon. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Tom. Great show. I have a question regarding the latest of our social communist government up there in Portland. What do you know of any organization here in this state that I can contact? I've sent off a couple of letters about the gun law that they've just signed into, where if I take a friend to the range, we got to go have a background check on this fellow before I can even transfer the gun to him to go shoot, even though he's not buying it.
Yeah, it's what's happened is Oregon has passed this so-called universal background check.
Right.
And it's what the Bloomberg Group is trying to push into all states. They want to get it nationally, but they're willing to go state by state. Right now they're going to push it in Nevada and Arizona and a couple of others. For those who don't know, we're not kidding. If I loan a gun to somebody, before I can do that, we have to go down to the store, pay somebody at the gun store, assuming they'll do it, to do a background check, call it into the FBI, and then when he brings the gun back to me, we have to do the exact same thing again to do the transfer back. And to not do that is a crime. It's a mess. And it's horrendous what has happened to the wonderful state of Oregon with this. But there you go. I mean, obviously the NRA is a group to be involved with. There's Oregon gun owners. There's a couple of other groups there, but that horse is out of the barn in Oregon. I don't know how, particularly when you've got that mess you've got in state capitol, I don't know how you get it undone.
Yeah, that's another problem. And we got another one coming up. The lieutenant governor wants to register the sale of ammunition by type and by the gun that it's going into. That's what he wants. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are really going to need to have you got to get everybody in Oregon together. And I know that there are a lot of hunters who don't get involved in this and they think it's not going to affect them. Well, they know better now. If they've learned anything about this transfer law now, they've just got to get involved, and you got to get over to Salem. You've got to. Here's the thing, a basic rule in politics. If you have to introduce yourself to your elected official when there's a crisis, you will lose. If they don't know who you are before the crisis comes up, you're going to lose. They need to have heard from you on a at least monthly basis. Hi, it's me again, talking to so-and-so. I'm going to the meetings. I'm going when they're doing a personal appearance, when they're doing a ribbon cutting. I'm there. I'm always there. I'm representing Oregon gun owners. I'm involved with the state group. Oh, well, that takes a lot of work. Yeah, freedom does. How about that? Freedom. You got to work at it. And now we see what happens when you don't, or when the other side outworks you, or when they outspend you, as Bloomberg has done a couple of places. But our work can outdo his spending. That's because we can go one-on-one and we can stand up there and talk to people face-to-face. If you're not getting involved, as they say, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
You're listening to Gun Talk, now on more than 200 great radio stations. Now, here's Tom.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. 866 Talk Gun gets you in here. We're looking at a lot of the Black Friday sales, a lot of things going on. Don't forget that you have a chance to win, like as in free, if you go to our website, guntalk.com/win, W-I-N. You can enter for a chance to win a Colt's manufacturing. That'd be a Colt firearm, 1911. And you get a Blade Tech holster with that, extra magazine, plus a Colt baseball cap. Guntalk.com/win gets you in there. A lot of Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. A lot of the Black Friday deals go all the way through the end of the day tomorrow, Monday. If you're going to buy ammo, if you're going to buy a gun, might as well save some money on it. So, 866 Talk Gun. Ray is on line 4 out of Savannah, Georgia. Ray, this sounds like an interesting question.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out. I've been trying to figure it out for probably the past about 3 years almost now, coming up, and trying to figure out how to get my wife to carry consistently. I'll ask her, hey, you gonna put your gun on when we leave? She's like, no, I'm not carrying because you're carrying. It's like, oh God, and she's just very casual about it. And it's like, hey, you're not just carrying for you, you're carrying. You protect me, I'm protecting you. You protect me, we protect each other. And she just
started. You guys have kids? Do you have children?
She's pregnant, but no, we don't have children besides the dogs.
Okay, she's pregnant now?
She is. So that adds another layer. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to recommend that you go online and look for a blog by Julie Golub, G-O-L-O-B, Julie Golub, and it's all about shooting while pregnant.
Okay.
There are issues from the safety of shooting with lead and all of that. But putting aside that for the moment, and she may not be able to do that right now, the main thing is, I guess the question is, what kind of training has she had in shooting?
I've sent her to an instructor for her carry license. The same day we applied the same day she had to get training. She did that stuff that I showed her, because learned how to shoot from my dad and at work and all of that. And then I sent her to a local instructor who also teaches concealed carry, NRA pistol, and stuff like that. So she's got some training, but she doesn't necessarily sustain it.
Right.
Right.
I guess the one thing that I would offer, I'll tell you what we have done with our first person offender show is we do simunitions training. It's force on force training. And we've had a couple of times when the wife would say, well, I don't carry when my husband's carrying. I know he's carrying, so I don't have to. So we just set it up so that we take out her husband right off the bat. There's two of them together. Wham, he's gone.
Right.
And just like, what just happened? Well, who do you think they're going to go after first, you or him? They're going to come up and smack him in the back of the head, and he's down on the ground unconscious. And they're going through his pockets, and they're going to find his gun. And you now have 5 seconds, and you don't have your gun on you. Why not? The thing is, two of you is worth 5 times as much as one of you with a gun. If both of you are trained, and if both of you have trained together on team tactics, you know what you're doing. This is one of those things that you probably are going to have somebody else do the persuading, getting her to a good gun fighting school, not a shooting school, not a shooting instructor. Somebody teaches you how to fight with a gun, finding a good place to go for that. And there are a lot of them around. In the meantime, I'm going to say this is, please check out the whole idea of shooting while pregnant. Julie Golub, again, G-O-L-O-B. You just look for juliegolub.com and she has the information there. Or if you just Google up shooting while pregnant, her blog will be one of the first things that comes up and you'll get lots of good information there. But in terms of how do you convince her to carry? Just tell her, hey, I'm not going to tell you what I'm carrying. No, that's not going to work because you're always going to carry. It's not easy. I run into this a good bit. And I guess what I would just say is, I'm depending upon you. There's an excellent chance if something goes down, I may not be available to help you. And I need you to help me. And more than that, these days, I need you to take care of you and that baby who's on the way. But it's a serious conversation to have. So, yeah, more training is good. And I'm talking about the kind of training where, after she's had the baby, where you're on the ground, where you find out, you get knocked down, you have to fight. Somebody else gets knocked down, you have to fight for that person. You have to defend. You have to, it's not just standing there shooting at cardboard. I know I've said this a lot. I feel like I say it a lot. And I feel like a lot of people don't ever understand what I'm talking about when I talk about training versus learning to shoot. Training should involve drawing and shooting and moving and communicating and getting to cover and getting behind cover and shooting from the ground and shooting from underneath cars and laying down like behind a curb and trying to use that for cover and, on and on and on. And what happens is about the second day or third day of a class like that, you have what over at Gunsight, they call it the Gunsight Epiphany. The switch gets flipped. And you go, I get it now. I have been living in a fantasy world. I totally have been clueless, really clueless about how this all works and what the reality is and what my responsibility is to my husband and to my family, to myself. But it doesn't come in the middle of a half a day or a 1 day concealed carry class. It's got to come when you're hot and you're sweaty and you're on the ground and you've just gotten through shooting 500 rounds and you put yourself mentally in that place and you go, oh yeah, there really are people who truly do want to cut my head off. and put it on video and kill everybody else they can kill. To quote Sean Connery in The Untouchables, what are you prepared to do?
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Be sure to watch NRA Freedom Friday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. with Freedom Fighters, American Air Gunner, ATSN Stop the Threat, Gun Talk TV, Championship Season, Guns and Gear TV. Watch NRA's Freedom Friday only on the Pursuit Channel, where we deliver the outdoors.
It's time for the Brownells Trivia Question. Brownells, serious about firearms since 1939. Are you a gun know-it-all? Well, you may have a chance to win the Brownells GUNTALK FN SCAR 17S Dream Gun and a trip to the NRA show in Louisville, Kentucky, May 19th through the 22nd. Here we go. In Europe, one popular handgun cartridge is called the 7.65 Browning. Here in the U.S., we usually call this cartridge by what other name? 380 ACP, 32 ACP, or 9x18 Makarov. To answer and have a chance to win, go to brownells.com/guntalk. That's brownells.com/guntalk. When it comes to firearms, Brownells has more, knows more, and does more, and guarantees it all forever. Brownells is serious about firearms.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Chris, let's go to Cliff, on line 2. Chris, we're going to get to you in a second. Cliff in Oklahoma on line 2. Hey, how you doing?
Afternoon. I was calling about a problem-solving scenario. My wife had arthritic hands and didn't like the recoil of the 38, so I ended up having to get a 32 H&R mag, to lessen the recoil. And I just wanted your opinion of the round and the Charter Arms undercoverette that I had to get make it so she could carry.
All right, here's the question. A Charter Arms undercoverette, it's a revolver. Can she shoot it without cocking the hammer?
Yeah, I'm actually ordering a spurless hammer, so it's double action only, and remarkably, the trigger is pretty decent on it. I'll do a little stonework on it, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape.
I just think about arthritis. Sometimes that can prevent somebody from being able to pull the trigger on a double action trigger. If she can do that, then the 32 H&R is just fine. I mean, it's look, it's not a 44 Magnum, but it's also, it's not a 9mm, but it's a gun, and having a gun is the, first rule of gunfighting is to have a gun. And there's some good ammo out there, particularly if you look at double tap ammo. They do some really interesting defensive loads in what would be smaller calibers. Because a lot of times you won't be able to find a good defensive load in some of the smaller calibers like a 32 H&R. But if you look at doubletapammo.com, I think you can find them there.
Okay, well, I appreciate you.
All right, good deal. Appreciate that. Now we go to Chris on line 3. He's in Shreveport, Louisiana. Hello, Chris. What'd you get?
Hey, Tom. I just I heard you talking about the Crimson Trace package with the Glock 43, and I just want to let you know I bought one about a month ago for my wife. And the holster's great. Everything fits great, and it fits perfect in her hand. It was my first experience with the green laser, and it's great because when I'm shooting in the sunlight with my red laser, I'm on sight, so I can't see the dot. But with that green laser, it's perfect.
Let me ask you a question, Chris.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about this a lot. Not to make too big a deal out of, terrorist attacks or this and that. I guess where I'm going is that some of us are now thinking in terms of not just a guy who walks up and tries to rob us or attack us, but you could be in a situation where you have to shoot at a longer distance. With the green laser, with the laser on a Glock 43, small 9mm, if you press the trigger correctly, don't you feel absolutely comfortable making a shot at 25 yards with that compact gun?
I do. I absolutely do.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. And the thing about it is I was a left dominant right-hander when I was a kid, so I learned from a kid to shoot with my left eye closed. So going to both eyes open was difficult for me. But with the laser, I don't even think about the sights. You can get on target quick, and your bullet hits where the dot is.
I mean, it really isn't. That's the bullet hits where the dot is. And I said 25. I was going to say 50 yards, and I thought people are not going to believe me. But if you have good control of the trigger and you can press the trigger well, you can make repeated good hits at 50 yards with the laser on almost any decent 9mm pistol out there.
I wouldn't doubt it. I haven't tried it from that far, but I wouldn't be scared to try it.
No, and the thing is, you could have that thing down at your belly with two hands on it. And the thing is, for people who don't quite understand what we're talking about, you can see the laser moving or not moving, so you can quiet the laser down so it's not jumping all over the place and just press the trigger.
That's right.
Put dot on target, bullet goes to dot. Well, look, I appreciate the range report. I really do think that is a fabulous package they have going right now. What do they call it? The Carry 9 package over at the Crimson Trace website, crimsontrace.com. Jeff's with us on line 1 out of Spokane, Washington. Hey, Jeff.
Afternoon there, Tom. Earlier in the show, you were discussing with one of your callers about the forward assist function on AR-style rifles. My experience with those is that I don't think they're particularly useful, and here's why. Unless you're going to hit that thing every time before you try to fire the rifle, your first indication that the bolt has not gone into battery is that it's going to go click when you squeeze the trigger instead of bang. At this point, pushing the forward assist doesn't accomplish anything because the hammer's already down. And you're just going to have to rack the slide back, in which case it's going to kick that round out and chamber a new one anyway.
It's a good point. An excellent point. Yes, exactly. The only time the forward assist would be particularly helpful is if it didn't go into battery and you didn't know about it and hadn't pulled the trigger and you could smack it and then, But yeah, Jeff, I think you make a great point. You've already, if you've gone, assuming it can go click, but if it's not in battery, it won't go click anyway. So I don't know. I like the forward assist, and the truth of it is, I probably, maybe more than anything else, just because I like the way it looks. For me, it looks original. So I don't know. Put me in the column of liking it. All right, we're coming up on the after show. That'll be starting in just a few minutes. If you'd like to get in on that, call me right now, 866-TALK-GUN. We'll get you in. If you've not partaken of the after show, by all means, you need to listen on to that. It's kind of crazy. It does not get broadcast for good reason. It's available only through podcast. Of course, it's available through the Gun Dealio smartphone app. If you have the Gun Dealio app, you've been saving money for the last several days. We've been sending out all these Black Friday specials, and we'll continue to do that. It's free, so it's really easy. You can get it for your iPhone or your Android phone. It's called Gun Dealio, like getting the deal. Gun Dealio. So check it out. Yes, let's go to Rands on line 2, Athens, Georgia. Hey, Rands.
Hey, Tom, how are you? I've been listening to your show for a while, and I haven't called in, but I've got a question for you. I bought a Ruger 22 Magnum automatic rifle in around 2002, and this was the same model as their long rifle, 22 long rifle.
Yes, the 1022.
At the time, they offered it in the 22 mag. They do not any longer.
Correct. Right.
I always had problems with the extractor. I've always had trouble with, emptying the magazine cleanly without a hang-up or two. Incredible rifle, one of my favorite rounds. So I put it on the shelf for quite a while and decided to look back into getting it fixed. I had it worked on by a friend, gunsmith, who didn't quite get the job done. So I wanted to see what you think.
I can help. I can help.
Well, here's where I'm at, Tom. We put a new extractor in it recently. I've got a Green Mountain fluted bull barrel on it. It's very accurate. I'm still not getting the extraction. Now I have a problem with the firing pin striking the rimfire, in my opinion, hard enough to cause it to fire. So I'm getting misfire.
I can help. All right. There's 2 places you need to go. One is called Hawk Tech, HAWKTECH Arms. It's hawktecharms.com. HAWKTECH Arms.com. They have, when you go there, the Power Custom 1022 Steel Claw Extractor. They have the steel, this is for the Magnum now. They have the steel firing pin. A lot of parts for their 1022 Magnum. Also, the other source would be Volquartsen, VOLQARTSEN. They will have parts that will help you out, and they may also be able to do gunsmithing for it. But that would be your 2 sources. So hawktecharms.com for the parts, and Volquartsen, check that out. Just Google them up, and you can find what they have there. So there you go. I think that'll take care of you. All right, we're going to be going to the after show in just a minute. We have some calls we're going to be taking there. If you'd like to join us, by all means do. We're going to be talking about range reports, going out and shooting with the family. We're going to be talking about the 243 versus the 6.5 Creedmoor. We're going to be talking about, well, maybe something that you want to talk about if you call us right now, 866-TALK-GUN. In the meantime, as we head toward the Christmas season, the holiday season, whether you're saying Happy Hanukkah or Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas or whatever it happens to be, kind of get it your head right. Think about taking people out shooting, taking them to the range, introducing people to shooting, maybe buying a gun for somebody. I have actually bought a gun for somebody. I can't talk about it yet. When I can, I'll tell you about it. So, because some people listen to the show. That's okay. I've already given out several guns for Christmas presents this year. So a lot of fun stuff. That is so much fun. Giving out guns and giving training and giving accessories. And you know what it does? It lets you go out and shop some more, even for stuff you don't need. You can get it for other people. And good grief, we love to do that. In the meantime, do a little shooting. Be safe. Check your 6. Watch those public ranges. Be careful out there.